go to the Tolong constituency, especially in the Nyankpala community, where there was a shooting incident that led to the death of one person. Tensions had come down. People are going about their duties, and everybody is at peace with each other. Only that the NDC is still contesting the results from this constituency and indicating that the declaration as made by the Electoral Commission, they do not agree with it. If you go to the Savannah region, in fact, Damango constituency, where I am currently, even though tensions had gone down, the NDC is also claiming that they actually won the December 7 parliamentary elections, even though the EC had declared Abu Jinapo as the winner of this election. So as can be seen in the background, a lot of the party supporters are actually trooping to the regional NDC party office. I understand that there is a press conference, and the press conference is to address the issues that came up in on the December 7th and 8th of this month, following the elections and declaration of Abu Jinapo as the winner of this elections. You know that there was a release from the EC that indicating that both parties had agreed to come to the EC office with their pink sheets for them to collate and announce the results, which the NDC did not send any representation. But the EC went ahead to declare the results in the Damango constituency. And so the parliamentary candidate for the NDC, Adam Mutakilo, issued a statement indicating that he is a party to this particular issue, but was not in the known as to what the EC wanted to do. And so he's described the announcement of Samuel Abu Jinapo as illegal, and that the EC should relook at it, and he is not going to buy into what the EC said. And so, Beatrice, I must say that even though there is some relative calm in these constituencies, people are still agitating in some of the constituencies that the NDC is contending. You go to the Karaga constituency in the northern region as well. The NDC says that it is going to contest the results as announced by the Electoral Commission. And so the Karaga constituency and the Tolong constituency in the northern region are the constituencies that the NDC is saying that, look, we are not okay with the announcement made by the Electoral Commission, and so they want to seek legal action against the EC and the parliamentary candidate. Now, in the Savannah region, it is only the Damango constituency as it stands now that is in contest. And remember that the EC had announced Samuel Abu Jinapo as the winner of the constituency. Beatrice, just to wrap this particular aspect up, you know the life that was lost in the Damango constituency. Today, the family performed the third-day adua of the deceased person. And also, don't forget that some 16 persons were arrested in connection to the disturbances in Damango. As we speak, they have been remanded into prison custody. 2 who are minors have been handed over to the NDC Savannah Regional Chairman to bring them on the 19th of this month when they reappear.
Indeed, and you've actually answered a bit of my question there about how the family was reacting to this, or the families involved. But I want to take you back to the 2 constituencies which recorded deaths, unfortunately. You talked about the NDC supporters massing up at the areas where they are going to do the collation and sort out the issues. Knowing that people have already died in these areas, have you picked any information as regards how security officials intend to control the crowd that may be there, so we don't see the issue degenerating into something else again?
So the security has been built up in the Damango constituency, for instance. I have the parliamentary candidate, Adam Mutakilo, just walking in. He's going to address the crowd here. Has just arrived here. Honorable, you are live on TVT. We want to find out from you. Your people are gathering. This constituency recorded 1 death. And as it stands now, even though the family are calling for justice, really security-wise, are you okay with what has been put in place in this constituency?
Yeah, thank you very much. Today was declared this morning.
All right, sir. If you can speak up.
Today is the This morning, we had the third day tour of the young, energetic man who was shot 4 days ago. And this meeting is just to update the NDC fraternity of the happenings so far, and then to go to the Damangora and then the Yago. Whatever happened, I blame really the EC first for the violence. You see, when you delay coalition, tension matters. And the Yagora stated that there was tension and invited the political parties and the electoral commission, the king of Congo. You know that the electoral commission, they refused. So the Yagora realized that things were not there holding well. But they got it. And at the end of the day, this unfortunate event happened.
So what specifically are you going to tell your supporters?
I have a press statement, and I want to update. First and foremost, the one who signed the memorandum of understanding for the collation of the resource is not my agent. He has never been my agent, and he has no law to sign any memorandum. I expected him, being a lawyer, should have contacted me because we were together that morning after 10 before he went to the EC office and never told me that he was going there to sign any memorandum. And he should have known better that when it comes to Damango parliamentary resource matters, it is by party agent, and he should have told me. 2, the parties, it was only one party, and the electoral commission that collated the results. 3, the person who declared the results isn't the returning officer. He's just an officer of the electoral commission. And the law is very clear that it's the returning officer who is responsible to declare results. The information we got from there, even during the coalition, the Electoral Commission had only 49 pink sheets out of 93. That means they didn't have 44 pink sheets. And I have to rely on NPP pink sheets to complete it. Where has that ever happened? That the Electoral Commission, who is supposed to authenticate when the two parties have agreement in terms of, is rather rely on one party to collect that report.
Now, Honorable, the announcement has already been made. The declaration has been made by the EC. What next?
We've written a petition to the EC, and we expect them to respond. Based on their response, we'll take the next step.
Okay. So Beatrice, we just heard from the parliamentary candidate for the NDC in the Damango constituency. He is saying that they have actually petitioned the EC and are waiting for the response from the Electoral Commission.
Thank you very much, Christopher Mwako, reporting live, giving us various reports from Savannah, of course, the northern region as well. Really, what's happening up there. But this is a seat, as you just heard, the NDC parliamentary candidate there, the Damango constituency, which is being contested. And earlier, the announcement was made where the EC said that Samuel Abujinapo polled over 16,000, whilst Mutawakilu, the man you just watched, polled a little over 14,000, and that is what is being contested, and he is going to hold on to that until perhaps the discrepancies have been dealt with. So he's declared winner because he believes that he won that constituency's primary. But I'm coming to you, Alhaji Suyini, because you were on the floor before we went to the north to bring us that update.
Yes, I was talking about some of the violence that we have seen, and as condemnable as they are, there is a need for us to also approach the discussion of those things with some level of fairness and with some background information. Initially, it was reported as if NDC, youth out of excitement were all over the place, engaging in thuggery. I mean, that's how it was initially reported. But if you follow developments, you realize that it is not entirely the case. In some of the reported cases, you have rather people suspected to be NPP members attempting to take away property belonging to the state. And if you like, you can call them patriotic citizens who in some cases may be NDC members, preventing that from happening. We have seen videos from the Tamale areas. We have seen videos from the Karuga area and many other parts of the country where, fertilizer or food items are being carted away by people suspected to be NPP members, but are being stopped by people who are either patriotic or you can identify them.
We know that a number of them are being looked into by the police.
Members. So I think that based on what we are getting, it is important that we call on, those who are still responsible for the security of the state to act. His Excellency President Mahama is not yet the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. And so his directive to the security agencies is less weighty compared to the directive of His Excellency the President, who is still the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. Look, the President-elect doesn't even have appointees yet at the regional or district level. The people who are still responsible for the security of our regions and districts are still the appointees of the current president. The General Secretary, Fivi Kwete, and the National Chairman, General Mosquito, cannot order any regional police commander to take any action. But they can only persuade members who are suspected to be associated with the NDC, but they do not have the authority to arrest and guarantee and ensure security.
But at least you have the opportunity to tell, for instance, the supporters in Damango who are reported are going to mass up at that area, not to, at least to be calm to ensure that what has happened already doesn't degenerate into something else.
That is persuasion. You can only persuade the people. But you see, if the people are strongly, of the view that, they are going to be cheated and they move, the security agencies must do their job. They must ensure that, that kind of mobilization does not lead to destruction of property and destruction of life. They must still be in charge, and we expect them to still do so. But all we can do is to persuade our people to still live within, the boundaries of the law. But beyond that, not much really can be done. And especially when the report suggests that they are not always even the aggressors. They are not always the people who are engaged in breaking the law. In some cases, they are rather preventing others from breaking the law. So let us put the discussion in the proper context. But on the issue of Damango and Tolong especially, look, Beatrice, I do not think that the lives that have been lost in Damango and Tolong must, go
in vain.
It shouldn't be in vain. Thank you. The lives that are lost should not be in vain. I think it behoves on all of us, party members and leaders, to ensure that if for nothing at all, those lives count for something. And that's why I am confident.
Responsible should be prosecuted.
First of all, those responsible should be prosecuted and dealt with by law. And we must do everything within our power to ensure that if those incidents led to some people undeservedly winning those seats, it is reversed. Clearly, the case in Damango is that the NDC candidate has petitioned the Electoral Commission. Let's wait for the decision that will be taken by the Electoral Commission. Beyond that, I think that we must do everything within the law to ensure that the Damango seat is represented by the people's choice and not through any manipulation or if you like, yes, through manipulation.
I mean, whilst
it should be based, the one who represents the people of Damango must necessarily be the choice of the people of Damango and not the one with the ability to manipulate the system. And I think that the candidate, the NDC candidate, must not relent, and the party must stand with him to ensure that the right thing is done in Damongo. Same should be done in Tolong, because I know the kind of things that happened in Tolong, and the life that was lost in Nyankpala must not be in vain. All those who were responsible for that life to be lost must be held accountable. And I am very confident if that happens, we will have a new representative being declared for the people of Tolong, because that life must not go in vain, and people will be held responsible, I assure you.
We've had President-elect already talking about investigating some of these deaths and violence across the country, but Mr. Fiyankra, whilst the President